Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back for another War Thunder relatively medium to high tier Soviet self-propelled guns lineup. And for sake of the video length, I'm gonna speed up the approaches back to the battle here, starting with my Object 120. So this is a battle from the 31st of December, one of the last battles I played in what year? 1947, 32, I don't know, 2018. So one of the Christmas lights at the time for the festive quest of 2018 to 2019 was to get 60 kills while driving a self-propelled gun. So I thought, what's the best lineup I have with the most self-propelled guns with the most possibility of doing actual damage? And of course I thought, well, the Soviets. I've got the Object 120, the SU-122-54, the SU-122P, a whole bunch of different. They've got the SU-100, SU-85, all kinds of good SPGs. So I figured, okay, that's the one that jumped out at me the most immediately. Stugs are good and so on, but I just like this battle rating and these vehicles, so I went with that. So as we're coming up to the C point here, watch this little hilarity that ensues. First off, a mouse droid with SPGs, or not SPGs, self-propelled or recoilless rifles goes by, and as I go to mark him, an M41 comes by and we both blow our shots. My gun jumped up as I went to fire at him. I don't know what happened with that. It just jumped up to the left, and then I managed to get a good crippling shot into his turret, taking out his commander gunner and his horizontal drive, which stopped him from getting into position. The tree kind of saved me there, and I was able to finally get my reload, get a nice good aimed shot at him, and put him out of his misery. I see that the our team M46 took out the mouse droid there with the recoilless rifles on top of them, on top of it, so he was dealt with. I went chasing him down right here. I didn't see that during the actual battle, so I went to chase him down here. I'm following his tracks around looking for him, and I come upon the M46 who had destroyed him. Well, the M46 has already moved on, but anyway, once I came up to the AVRE there and realized, okay, the thing is gone. It's got to be dead, so we can move back in and get a capture on the C point here. So a couple things quick. This is a re-recorded audio from a replay. There's the M46 that took out the mouse droid there. This is re-recorded audio because I was actually watching a video, Moto Mayor's video about the Battle of the Coral Sea, because it had been popping up in my recommended feed for like weeks. And I finally was like, okay, YouTube, I'll watch the stupid video. So I had that playing on my second big screen, my 47-inch screen that's off to the right of me, instead of my main 27-inch actual monitor. So I had that audio playing, and the video was playing in the background, so it's recorded over all of my game audio. So you only miss things like people clicking on the map or people calling for help or whatever. You won't hear that audio, but all the rest of the game sounds are actually there. Like this Centauro right here that just fired, and I had just wonderful timing coming around the corner right after he'd fired, and was able to get a nice blast right through him there. So there's a couple points where, there's one point later on where when I was watching the replay back to prep for narrating this, and I was like, how the heck did I miss this guy? And I realized that, oh, I was actually looking over at the YouTube video. So I'll tell you that point when we get to it. But another quick point of discussion here. A lot of people are going to tell me that they prefer to use the Heat FS rounds for the Object 120. That's fine. That's great. You can use whatever you want. I prefer to use the APF SDS because it shoots flatter. I use the Heat FS if I have a reason or an occasion to, but primarily for me, my preferred round is the APF SDS out of the Object 120 because I just like it better. So when people ask, how come you don't just use that? Or I prefer to use that, or you should just use this. There you go. There's your answer. So, they start capping the C point behind us here as we're moving on from C to move into back down to B. And there's a Panther II that gets dealt with, but then these guys just keep on driving forward after they've killed that Panther II, and they're completely not paying attention to the guy who's capping C. There is an enemy tank coming up here, which is what they're focusing on, and I get that, but in the meantime, C is being taken behind us, which was kind of funny. So I'm heading back to C, and I'm seeing this guy getting marked, and realize that, okay, I've got a chance to get a good shot at him as he's right there shooting at our guys. In fact, took out our took out our M46 there. I don't know why. I mean, like, the heat round, yes, would have been better to hit that Centauro with, because it would have killed him. But for whatever reason, like, the other shots I get on Centauros in this battle, they get destroyed in one shot with the APF SDS. So I don't know why that one just went down the center mass, I guess, and just hit his engine instead of his crew. But anyway, that Centauro was dealt with, and I move back into the C point, and right as I'm looking to figure out what's here, somebody shoots, and it turns out, why, it's a third Centauro. And as my gun finally bounces 4 times up and down and stabilizes on him, luckily he didn't see me, and I'm able to knock out another Centauro for my 3rd kill of the battle, 2nd Centauro. So we hold up in the C point here, finish up the capture, and then I'm going to get a few rounds of ammo back because I noticed I was getting a little low. And then we'll move on to B. So this was either the battle immediately before or 1 to 2 battles before I squatted up with Bumzilla for the We Strongly Object, or We Strongly Object, because it's the Object 120 video, that we did for that video that was out a little while ago, within the last couple days. I don't remember exactly what day I posted it. I'll put a link for it in the description if I remember. Or maybe in a pinned comment. Who knows? It's a mystery. We'll all find out someday. So I have figured, I figure what's enough ammo for the rest of the battle, most likely, between the Heat FS and the APF SDS. So, time to move on, roll on down to the B point. They've taken A, and B is completely undefended. So we will move in and see what we can do to reinforce the B point and stop them from taking it. One thing I really do like about the Object 120 is the insane amount of mobility it has. Now, it's basically because it has no armor whatsoever. But it's really handy for a self-propelled gun to be able to move at the kind of speed that this thing can get around the battlefield at. It's very vulnerable, and it doesn't have a lot of gun stabilization going for it, of course. But you can get to some pretty good places, and you can get to some pretty good places pretty quickly. It's also nice for things like late battle when you need to react and reinforce positions quickly. It's better than, say, the Yag Tiger or the Object 268 that just doesn't move. And, you know, it's also got the benefit of having a turret. So as we're making our way across the battlefield here, heading in for the B point as fast as we possibly can, you can see that we've got a couple of our team respawning in the north and heading back over to the A point. We've got an SPG getting strafed up by halfway between A to B, and as I come around the corner, happen to see this M47 that's just not looking at me, and my gun just held its stabilization just right for me to get a very massive hit into his turret, and then had time to back off, reload, and get a finishing shot into him there. Thankfully, the first round did very significant damage to him, and he just didn't see me coming in time to get a shot at me before I hit him. So there's 4 kills for the Object 120. That's not too bad of a start. 4 kills towards the Christmas light for the Christmas tree, which was good. I didn't finish it during this battle. We finished it up during the We Strongly Object video with Bumzilla and myself together, but I got pretty close. I think by the time this was... I know that I only needed 2 more kills in that video to finish it off, so... At any rate, moving back in to capture the B point back again here. Got a couple teammates pulling in with me, which was good. And that M26 right there saved my bacon by killing that leopard back there behind me, so... So, just happened to look over and catch this Yag Tiger coming back. This might have been a good spot for a big old Heat FS round right here, I'm not sure. But as he's reversing away, I've got plenty of time to get my reload done, and I don't know what happened right there. My guess is that I actually hit the corner of the building, but it sure looked like it should have been a shot into the side of the Ag Tiger. But anyway, at least he was damaged and probably unaware of me right here. He's taken some hits from a teammate and a Comet, actually, who's getting some shots into his side. So he pulls forward again to try and get an edge on the Comet, and thankfully he pulls out far enough that I can see the front of his hull and get a big shot into his driver and his transmission, and he's completely disabled. So now it's just a matter of the Comet and I rolling around here and seeing who gets the first killing shot into him. And before I can get a clear shot, the Comet, or the before the Comet clears, our friend in the M26 takes him out, and we move back in for the capture. So I'm not actually sure how the M26 didn't make it back into the cap there from where he was right up above, but he didn't. So this tree right here, just to the left of that little building parapet thing, kind of cost me right here as I'm coming around the corner, and suddenly there's a Tiger, and before my gun even gets close to stopping, it's whip up and down. That's that. So 4 kills, 3 captures, 2 assists. Not a bad battle. Not a bad battle at all for the Object 120. So I elected to come back in my SU 12254 primarily because it's not a premium vehicle and it's not spaded out, so wavered back and forth between a couple of different vehicles to cap, or vehicles to respawn in, and decided, well, better drive the one that isn't spaded. So something has decapped the B point, and our Comet unfortunately got taken out. Of course, it was the Tiger that had killed me, naturally. So I'm trying to hurry back as fast as possible in my Su-12254. You can really see it in this fast-forwarded bit. My driver is not very good at driving skill right here, and he shifts up and down constantly. So I guess I need to focus this crew on some crew driving ability skills, because it's constantly between 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear. He never gets into high gear and just stays there. Now, part of it is hitting all these fences and stuff, trying to get through them to get back to the most direct route back to the B point, but a lot of it is even when there weren't any fences to be breaking through, the drivers just shift up, shift down, shift up, shift down, shift up, shift down, and just over and over again. So I'm trying to hurry back to the B point to help this BTR who's lighting up the Tiger here. And I make a huge, stupid, rookie, terrible, I don't know what I was thinking mistake here coming up. So this BTR's got the... I was thinking that maybe his gun must have been disabled. I don't know why I was thinking that. I should have just shot him in the turret there. I shot him in his engine, set him on fire, instead of just shooting him in the ammo, the ready rack ammo in the back of his turret. And of course it cost me because the Su-122's reload is not fast. And naturally he could shoot. He just wasn't shooting at the BTR because the BTR is a fast little pest and he didn't have a good shot at it. So, on the plus side of that, if the BTR wanted to escape from that Tiger, now he could, because the Tiger's got no engine, and the BTR could certainly speed away from him fast enough, but it shouldn't have been an issue, because I should have just blapped him in the back of his turret where that ready rack ammo storage is, and it would have been a non-issue, and I'd still be alive in my Su-12254. But, I don't know. I know that I yelled at myself during the live battle of it. I'm re-recording just narration over the top of this because I actually didn't talk enough for it to be a narrated video. But I know in the part of it that I did record, I was letting myself know in no uncertain terms that I should have just shot him in the turret. So all I can think is that maybe I must have thought that his gun wasn't working because he wasn't shooting the BTR, so clearly he must be unable to shoot, but should have just shot him in the turret. At any rate, as I'm pulling up to this point, right here is where I was looking off on my other screen and totally didn't see that Tiger right there. And somehow he didn't kill me. I don't know what happened. By all rights, he should have taken me out there because I wasn't paying attention while I was driving in cruise control. But thankfully, he bounced his shot somehow. I don't exactly know where he shot me. There's no indication on where he actually hit me. There's a clean bounce off my 122p. And you can see an enemy getting marked up there in front. That's the original Tiger that killed me up front. The one that I just killed was a different one. And there it is. There's the assist on the one that I had shot out the engine. So now at this point, it's just a matter of, can I get into the B point and can we get it captured before the battle's going to end? And since they're taking the A point away from us, the answer is yes. We will be able to make it to the B point. Because right up until then, I thought the tickets were going to bleed out before I'd get this capture. But as you can see, they're taking the A point back, which neutralized out the ticket bleed. And we were able to finish off the cap at B. And basically, as soon as that happened, the tickets bled out and the battle was over. And there you have it. Not too bad of a battle. Mostly done with the Object 120, which isn't a bad thing either, because that pays out pretty well, as you'll see here. Not too bad research, and pretty good silver lions, too. Particularly for not having any boosters turned on. Pretty good battle result. 17,000, 14,000, and 102,000. I'll take it. So 5 kills, 3 assists, 4 captures, just 2 deaths. Not an exceptional battle, but a pretty good one and good enough. Got me a little bit of progress towards the getting 60 kills with SPGs, and that's nice too. Okay, hope you all enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. We'll see you all next time, and thanks very much for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your day and a good weekend. Take care, everyone.